Hit the thingy.
Work in progress.
All right. Good morning. Oh, let me shut off my speakers. Sorry about that. That's me.
Recording in progress.
Okay. Sorry about that. All right, we'll now call the October Conservation Commission meeting to order. And the first business is a roll call. So we'll start with our most famous College professor here.
Michelle Fitzpatrick, secretary.
Ray Rafferty, vice chair.
And chair member.
Larry Dunn, chair.
Chair. Intimate. Sorry.
Giselle Malloy, member.
I'm also member.
Chair. I was wondering what
Yes, it is.
that's your name. What did she say?
She said and chair.
And chair.
All right, well, Dave Prescott, staff.
Okay, so
Sorry.
the first, is there anybody out there, by the way?
No, no one out there.
Okay. So the second item of business is the September 8th minutes.
I move we accept the minutes as presented.
Which is in the agenda.
Second.
Second by Bray.
All in favor?
No discussion,
No
huh?
discussion? Huh?
Nobody cared. They would have said something.
That's right.
All right.
Wait for you to ask for discussion, but you know.
I know, usually.
Boom.
Next is
Tuda?
public communications. So we did get one email. I mean, that's the one.
Yes, that's what I'll talk about.
Was there any other communications?
Oh, only other stuff which I'll bring up at the end about just events coming up, some like the missing middle housing thing that's coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Just about
Yeah,
that.
we got that
Yeah.
notice, yeah.
So we can talk about that more at the end.
There was an email from an Arlene Raymond, 126 Shewell Road, on invasive species. You want to give a quick synopsis?
Yeah, this lady, Arlene, lives at 120 Shoeville Road, which is right near the corner of Shoeville and Route 184. And her property abuts at a corner with the Riverhead, the Riverhead Estates open space along the Mystic River on the north side of the 184 bridge over the Mystic River. And her comment was, I'll read it to you. It's only 2 sentences. I have land bordering my property at 126 Shoeville Road that I believe was open space deeded to the town of Groton. The land is infested with Alethos altamissa, commonly known as the tree of heaven. The seeds and roots have invaded my 2-acre field and gardens, and I'm not sure who I can contact about this nuisance. Please refer or advise. She sent that to GOSA, and GOSA, I see all the GOSA emails, and they got intercepted that because it's taking it because of the open space. I did confirm that it was the open space. I went and visited. This all came in at she sent this morning or this afternoon at 1:30, and I went and visited at about 2:30.
You're amazing, Tom. I mean,
And I had to go to Mystic anyhow, so I had to go pick my wife up at the train station. So it wasn't anything. It was just a little bit out of my way. But I stopped by there, and are you bringing the picture up here? Yeah.
So this is the subject property right here.
Yeah, and there, see that corner, that corner right there is the abutment between her property and this town open space. Now, I went to that corner. Had to weed through all the briars and stuff to walk from 184 across there. I found this burning bush at the corner. I actually took pictures of it. And there's some burning bush at that little corner there, but it's not massive amounts of tree of heaven or anything like that. So I'm a little suspect I'm more concerned that our other neighbors that really abut. The other neighbor,
This one.
yeah, that one, and also more so that one, because what that guy has done, he has got like a big barns and all this kind of stuff. And he is actually at the lot line has pushed all this wood and concrete and asphalt over onto the town property. It's really yeah, he's made, like, because there's a slope in this area, a very steep slope, and he's just thrown it over the edge and it's all gone down onto the town property. But,
Huh.
and so,
Illegal dumping.
Yeah, you can't.
well, he probably didn't know where the line was exactly.
I did not assume that.
But obviously you can kind of see from the picture there that he's kind of clear like a roadway going back to there. And that's what he's been pushing everything to the very edge of his
You
property.
might be a landscaper too.
I don't know what's going on there, but irrespective of that, I didn't see massive amounts of tree of heaven that would be blowing across this corner into her property but
Which is largely cleared.
yeah, it is cleared. It looks nice.
So the lady that you're talking about is the one that,
Right here.
That's her, that's the lady that's
Okay.
complaining. And that's the corner that abuts the town property. So I don't know what our policy is on this. This is the first time we've really kind of run against somebody coming up and saying the towns. And so I don't know if this needs to go to to our zoning enforcement person or
So
how
this-
this handles with a blight issue against the town essentially.
Yeah, and it'd be hard to prove, and I totally
Yeah.
agree that this little corner here is not where everything originated. So it's like, it's easily spread, at least for these three properties, if they were there, but based upon what you found, I would say no.
However,
However, so, and this is a really non-accessible piece of property. It's there more as the buffer to the river. And obviously there aren't walking trails or anything there
No.
that, the town really wouldn't do much with that. They don't have the capacity to go in there and clean out invasives. And I can tell you right now that probably is not gonna go anywhere from there. It's probably the neighboring. Now, if you did want to file a report for the illegal dumping, that's a different situation.
Yeah.
You could submit that to me. I can submit it to Public Works and Parks and Rec and let them know.
Let's go
More
figure the line
public-
out.
Yeah, just so they know, so that can get cleared up, but that's up to you if you want to submit that.
well, I mean, I think as a question of record, since you observed it,
Right,
I
Yeah.
think there's an obligation to say,
You're
this
supposed
is
to,
what
but-
we observed.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll gladly put all that together. It's not a problem.
As far as a fact, and why burning bush is a problem is that the birds eat the seeds and the birds fly around and spread. So those birds could have come from anywhere. That's the thing, is that's the problem and a lot of those invasives are just spread by
Yeah.
animal action.
And-
And that's not the town's fault.
And the burning bush, especially if it's small, that wasn't a huge plant. It's
No,
not
it
like it's a true bush where you have to get down there and cut it. You just get a pair of gloves and you yank it out. It's actually much easier to remove than tree of heaven is. So, kind of the advice I would say, if you're gonna come back from Gloucester, is like, just pull it out, you know what I mean? And
Well, that was clearly on the town property, but I get the impression from reading this that she's seeing this stuff and she wants this nice landscape 2-acre, field and stuff, and she might be seeing it in other locations. And so, I don't trying to dump it all responsibility on the town to go, if she finds these invasives, I mean, this is something you have to live with, I think, to a large degree.
Or she should get involved. I think there's groups that are trying to deal with invasives. I think
Yeah.
Sutherland and
Avalonia's.
yeah, Avalon, some of
Like-
these groups are actually
Yeah.
actively, maybe she needs to contact her people who care about invasives and get involved.
And we are working on that. I don't know if this was ever brought up, but one of the summer fellows from UNH this summer, Megan and I were working with Aiden in Avalonia. We had sat down and met with Avalonia specifically on producing some posters on invasives. So I think we have 6 or 7, I want to say, different invasives of 7. Yeah, I can remember how it was 7. 7 posters on that, and basically it sounds like sustainability is going to put forth some sort of like a Greater Groton site, and then basically we're going to rely on the organizations to kind of pump it up to their group and use that to educate. So, yeah, no one wants burning bush, but it's there, and there's
Yeah.
a way to deal with it, and
I did not remove anything when I was there. I
Mm.
wasn't properly ready to go do work there, but I did.
Okay, so regardless, you don't have the authority to take any action per se, other than making it aware of the appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will take the action to file the report, and then if they go in there and clean this up, they'll probably at the same location, basically, they may clean the other stuff up too. I'll see if it happens.
And I think
If
one-
they decide to go in and clean up at all, they
Yeah,
might just say,
yes.
nothing, we're just gonna live with it.
and
'Cause
they
it is fairly stable right now.
Yeah, and I was gonna say the other piece too is most property owners have no clue where their property lines are, so that could be.
You know, it's not obvious. The only reason this one's a little bit more obvious is there's a stone wall corner,
Corner,
right?
right,
At
yeah.
that corner, that same corner there's a stone wall.
Over here.
For her property, there's a stone wall right
Yeah,
there. So-
They to push it onto somebody else's property. I had that in a property, I had a large property where I used to live, and the back neighbors threw everything onto my property.
Yeah.
They knew it wasn't their property.
Yeah, but there's a very steep cliff area there also that you're going down. So it was very easy to just kind of put it over
All
there.
right,
And I'll say
Okay.
one last thing, the other challenge too about work in here is there is a massive wetland in there. So if
Yeah.
there was anything substantial of size, other than hand pulling, and even hand pulling might have to go in front of the wetland agency, so, but anything significant on
yeah,
that.
we'd
So
have
there's that
limitations
piece too.
anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Thank Arlene for her.
Yeah,
Memo.
I'll get back to it as I
Unfortunately, yeah.
promised, and what
All
happened
right,
here.
moving on to report of chair. I did not get any response to my letters on the stewardship for the two properties we put out from District 4. I put a second letter out, still no response. Did misdirect it that the cop property is District 7, not District 5, so I did send out the letter for that, them. Have gotten no reply. So I am,
Can you clarify that? You say the cop party is in District 7? That's not a true statement.
No, it's in
How-
4.
It's in 4. What's in District 7 is the new Wolfbrook property is in
I'm
District.
sorry, Wolfbrook, that's what,
You-
did I say cop?
You
I'm
said
sorry.
cop.
I meant Wolfbrook.
Okay,
Sorry.
just want to
The
correct.
cop was the other one.
Yeah.
So you sent letters to District 4 RTM members about Wolfbrook? Or emails?
No, I sent it to district. I sent the appropriate for cop to District 4.
Okay, yeah.
I sent the Wolfbrook property originally to District 5,
Got it.
and then I resent the letter as District 7. Regardless, I didn't-
Because there's two Wolfbrooks
Yeah.
abutting, but the line is in between, just for clarification. So the new Wolfbrook property is in
Versus the
7
old
and the
Wolfbrook.
original Wolfbrook is
which was
in
small.
small, very
Yeah,
small
just
parklet.
small, yeah. So anywho, I suspect that we're not gonna get any response from the RTM members. I did say, respond one way or another, tell me you're not gonna do anything.
Yeah.
Right, but just ignoring the request is rude. So at our next meeting, if I still don't get a request, I'll put it on record and name the RTM members who have failed to
Shame.
respond at all. So, I mean, I don't have to do anything, it's volunteered, but at least respond. The other thing is that there is a number of Kakiwik alerts for the November 15th meeting. Has anyone signed up for that yet?
November 15th.
Yeah, November 15th, so it's about a
That
month.
should be a Saturday.
Yeah, it's
I
usually.
got it on my schedule and it looks like I'm kind of a bit hesitant because I don't might be going on a trip or something and I haven't locked in yet.
Yeah, well, I'm
But
gonna
I
be
can
out of,
lock in
yeah, I'm gonna be
here.
out of town, so I won't be able to attend.
That's where did you go with me last year? No, you went to CLCC. Kakiwik is for all the inland wetland and conservation
That's right.
commissions in the states
Yeah.
meet. As opposed to the land trust, which is what we went to.
It changes.
It changes, I thought,
Is it this year?
It's at the Best Western North Haven.
North Haven.
It's not too far. Yeah, it's a pretty
might-
cool meeting.
I might. Depends.
It is.
The only issue is that there's a lot more focus on wetlands than.
And legal
conservation.
stuff, et cetera, and
Yeah, and a lot
That
of legal
was right.
stuff.
that, there wasn't a lot on what I would call conservation.
Right, but as a new member,
There would
you
be-
learn a
yeah.
lot of stuff about what's conservation versus what people in wetlands. I mean, it's.
I was
kinda
gonna
cool.
say, I'm interested in that. I
Yeah,
just need
it's
the
very cool.
Kakiwik.
Yeah, and the town pays the entry fee.
And there'll be some-
As a reimbursement, though, you gotta buy it and then they.
Of course,
Submit
just
it,
like
yeah.
the other
Yeah.
Kakiwik. I'm sorry, how do I spell that?
Oh,
CAC,
we can send. you-
WC,
Thank you. I'll look
Connecticut
into it,
Association
and
of
I'll let you know,
Conservation
but
Commissions
hang
and
on,
Wetlands
look at
Commission, or something like that.
reversed. Connecticut Association of
It's a-
Inland Wetlands and
Inland
Conservation.
Conservation.
Yeah.
All right. Now I guess we'll start over here for,
I have something to report, but it goes with the agenda, so I will wait.
okay? Right?
Just attended some of the meetings that I think I saw most everybody else at the popsicle in the park, climate change. Did my popsicle melt or not? Trails Coordinating Task Force with Tom and Joint Commission meeting 16th.
I was at the Tri-Commission meeting on the 16th as well.
Oh, forgot about that.
Yeah.
You forgot about
Sorry
that?
about that.
You were there too.
I was there too.
On the 18th, I
Hmm.
attended the Climate Ready Groton meeting. It was the first meeting. And just a short note on that, on the way out, David Aldrich from SCARA was there, and I did ask him if the permit had come through. It has not. I know.
What, for
And then-
composting?
For the composting.
Yeah.
Facility. And then on September 25th, the Mystic River Alliance hosted a meeting right here in Groton. I attended that. Oh, and I plan on attending the SALT conference on the 8th of
And where's that one?
at College.
Oh gosh, that's a good conference. Yeah.
What was
That's
that?
a good conference.
It is, yeah.
I went to the joint one
Mhm.
and the popsicles,
Good.
the
Try commission.
popsicles, and then I met with GCA. And there's something interesting, somebody new in GCA who has a PhD in biology with a strong interest in trees. That might be a
Ooh.
relationship we might want to cultivate. She's
Yeah.
get active in things, so we'll pursue that. And yeah, that's all. Oh no. And then the film.
Oh, yeah, I did do the
Yeah,
film.
the film.
I hope it was good.
It was good.
It's good.
I have to watch it.
Anne's like a movie star.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yes, you are. I sent an email to Jeff Church. I have not heard from him yet. I was gonna do another reply, but I also know he's a busy guy, but I can do a follow-up. So hopefully he'll be able to attend for our November meeting. If not, I can try December. And then I got an invite to it's for tomorrow. It's the Connecticut Advocate for Trees group that I talked with them a while back and they moved their meeting to tomorrow, so I will be attending that tomorrow as well. And they brought something to my attention. I think I'm gonna talk about it in the tree advisory board.
Oh,
I kind of had a busy month also here. I attended the Trails Coordinating Task Force with Bray for this last month, but then from that, they at that meeting, they put out this Rooted Together Groton's Community Tree Initiative and all this kind of stuff. I hadn't seen these cards before that meeting, so I'll pass this along. You can take a look at it. And then I also, on the trail side, I went this past weekend, on last Friday, I was at the Connecticut Trail Symposium, which is held up at Manchester Community College. I was actually a presenter there, but with my Tri-Town Trail hat, about bridge building and stuff. But they had a lot of interesting things from environmental perspectives at that. I did learn some things and stuff. And then I also attended the Deep Clear Crest Tool online training that went on earlier this in September. I went to the Dennis and Pequot Nature Center event that they had on the 15th, recognizing Sydney Van Zandt. And I also then went to, Mark Berry got back to me saying that the COP board has approved the draft of the stewardship plan that I had developed for COP, and this is working with Tabitha for the project with the students that we used last year. They'd used it in a draft condition, but I interviewed with them 6 months ago because they only meet once every 6 months. And they had some questions about it, and I didn't need to change, but they didn't have a quorum to pass it. And they did finally have the quorum at this month or back in September. And they did approve the draft as presented. So that's official now.
Point of information,
Yes.
the website has the cop stewardship plan as a.
That we
an
approved it.
document.
What?
It doesn't say draft. It's
No, because we approved it and that was good enough to post it,
posted.
but they hadn't approved usage on their property.
Well, I just think don't
Yeah.
have to make a change to the.
We don't have to
website.
make a change. to
Yeah,
the
okay, that's
website.
what I.
But it gave them a final approval for Tabitha to use it. And we drafted it and said, this is our plan. And then, but they gave permission to implement and for the Parks and Rec department to use it and follow the guidance there.
Okay.
That's really what it boils down to. There was a BACWAC meeting earlier this month, they made presentations. I missed the meeting because I got tied up with a GOSA project, because I wasn't a presenter or anything at it. But the CCOG is working on their next update to their POCD, and they made a presentation there about what their plans are for the CCOG POCD. And then the Five Corners people, they had an event recently for plantings. But then they were supposed to hold another one of these stakeholder meetings that was scheduled and that's been canceled. So I'll be missing that. I won't be attending that. And then I also went to the popsicle thing and the film fest thing. So with everybody else, that's all I've got.
I forgot something. I got something from Michelle Maitland. Remember the rain garden we had installed by the Groton Library, and then they tore it out
Yeah.
to put in pickleball courts. So she sent out a new request to actually an installation tomorrow. So I did send out an email to my pollinator pathway group, and I got some responses back. So if anyone's free, I think it's 10:30 to
10:30, 12:30.
10:30 to 12:30.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there'll be a good turnout, and we'll get it done quickly.
Where did it happen to I got to ask the question, what happened to all the plants that were in the original rain
I
garden?
think they were gonna try and save them, and somebody was gonna babysit them, maybe Tabitha. She was gonna babysit them over the winter, but I don't know if they were able to get some new plants.
We probably get some new ones too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. She was able to save, I think, most of them.
Oh, okay. So Tabitha was doing it. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Zipping right along. I don't know of any updates to the open space inventory. Is that correct, Tom?
That's correct. I've had no traction on anything there with the only people I'm kind of waiting for is CCOG people. I'm not getting real warm fuzzy that they're gonna take on all of our recommendations.
Yeah, well. Not
I
surprised.
haven't had a face-to-face with these people yet, so it's hard to say. They said they were coming to review ours, and Noah's been kind of tied up with all this tree stuff.
We're gonna get to that. Open space planning, I don't have any new news there. Groton 2035, we had the tri-commission meeting. The next step on that, Dave, is.
Is basically right now the chapters are being released. So they are, oh God, which number is it? It's like 1, 5, and 6, or 1, 2, and 5 or something that are online, but basically all 6 chapters are going to be released online. The next meeting,
I didn't see a notice of that, so we gotta go check it out.
let me see if it actually went out. I know Lauren was actually really
When you
sick. So
say online, you mean the
Greater
Groton?
Groton, yep.
Greater
So
Groton.
everything's
Sorry.
going on that page there, so just give me 2 seconds. So I'll actually, you know what? I have this up.
Is that thing on the right mode?
No, he just switched it up to look it up.
It's still here. It's been up the whole time.
Yeah.
Like I haven't switched over to it, but we used it for the. Let's see.
October,
No, it has not been
It's
put up.
both.
She just
Okay.
got back, so actually she just got back today. So they're gonna pop up here, and yes, you'll probably get an email directly about it. What is it, 10/6? Oh, actually, they may be going up next week, actually. They may be going up 10/15. but anyways, the 6 chapters, the draft 6 chapters are gonna be posted on here. And what I'll do is, as soon as I know it's up, I'll email you all with the link.
So the mechanism for us to get feedback on those chapters, is there a process for that?
So there's multiple ways to do that. All right, so we had the first one there's been so many meetings, so bear with me while I try to remember which meeting has been where. Jeez. Can at least let you know which one it is. So last week, oh, I'm in the wrong month. Last week still, on September 29th, we had a special meeting that was reviewing 3 of the chapters. The next one coming up is going to be on the 27th of October. It's another Monday. Where the next 3 chapters, the other 3 chapters are going to be released then. And then trying to see, there's another special meeting coming up on November 19th.
These are all planning and zoning meetings?
These are all, yes, these are all as a
We're
steer.
not allowed to speak, so I'm just saying what the mechanism for us to get feedback.
So two ways, how we've been getting feedback from there is, you can directly, if one of you or all of you are gonna review them, you can get joint comments together, or you can send them separately, send it to us. We send them directly to the consultant as part of that. It would, if it's before the meeting, then it'll be part of the public record. So if you can get it, ideally, because it's on Mondays, if you can get them to us by Friday, that gives it more time for PCC to actually see the comments, so the Friday before that. But if not, if you get comments, if you want to listen to the meeting first, and then have comments after, that's fine. This is kind of ongoing for the next several months. So, so here it is. So this was one committee. This is here's the next one. So the next one is October 27th, and then the next one after that is November 24th. There might be one more in between.
November 24th, it's like,
That sounds like the day before
yeah,
Thanksgiving.
that's what I was thinking.
No, it's, well,
I think the Thanksgiving is.
Thanksgiving is later than that.
later.
November 24th is actually a Monday,
This
But
is-
the
yeah.
27th is Thanksgiving, so it's 3
Yes,
days. It's
3
Thanksgiving
days
week.
before.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
but
a good week.
it's running this late this year.
So anyways, all the dates will be up here. And like I said, as soon as that stuff gets posted, I'll just email you all.
All right, preference, folks, we could, I guess, look at the reviews independently and then kind of combine them at our next meeting, or individually put our input in. What's the preference? We don't have a preference.
Well, the first 3 are not present yet, right?
Not yet, no.
None of
haven't
them
gone out
are.
yet. No, they haven't gone out yet.
Nothing's come up.
So what you're asking is for review on our part, once they're posted for the next meeting.
Correct, I meant for our next meeting.
Right.
Which is what the beginning, yeah, which is certainly before their November meeting. But should be enough time for these things to be out there, so we'll have
You
something,
will definitely. will.
either 3 or 6 to review.
Yep.
Correct?
Yep, correct.
Okay. So,
The hope is to get all 6 out, around the same time, so that you're looking at the entire document.
okay,
So,
I like the idea of discussing at the meeting and having a joint.
and put a joint response in. Okay, all right, so for our November meeting, let's put an action item that we would review the 6 chapters. I'm gonna assume the 6 chapters will be out. And we'll consolidate, come in with your comments and we can have a discussion on it. Trying to remember what else is on the calendar at that point, but that might take up a bit of time.
Yeah.
But,
Yep.
All right, anything else on Groton 2035?
not at this point. That's really been the big push, is getting those chapters.
Getting the chapters out, all right. I mean, I will say, they put a lot of our stuff in there. Okay, enough said. Budget support. It's starting to come closer,
Yes.
so trying to say the input from like Parks and Rec. Do we know when the departments will be putting their,
I think they're just, I don't even think the email went out to department
Yeah.
heads yet. So I would think it's probably gonna be closer to November, end of November, December
yeah,
time period.
well, understood. So I'm just trying to, so in my head is that we've already said we want to support additional budgets.
Yeah.
And when we get to the tree plan, they have a budget requested there. So that says there's really several that we need to discuss. So let's put it on our December
December, okay.
agenda. Oh, my favorite topic, vacant land review. I've heard nothing.
Well, it went into executive session.
Nothing.
And there's no.
But the focus of that meeting that went into executive session, I thought was all on Colonel Ledyard's school
No,
or
it wasn't.
Groton Heights,
No.
Groton Heights, excuse me, Groton Heights.
Yeah. So nothing came out of that.
Not that has been released.
Huh?
I know.
Let's see.
You can say that I did also attend the Butler people ran a
Yeah,
on Thursday night, meet the candidates and please give us your positions on 3 questions that were asked relative to the Butler school property reuse. And there was quite a wide, I attended that. There was very wide ranging opinions. But they were very clear to say that, the town has a process, it's, and nothing has been decided yet and all this type of stuff. So
And we're.
there's a lot of
grinding
frustration. There's a lot of
low.
pent up frustration for that.
Yeah, well, that's
reuse.
been an issue for,
Years now.
yeah, I was gonna say a long time. Okay. Connecticut College.
So, last week Jen and I took a hike on, Pequot Woods property to sort of look at the backpack project and confirm that in fact it is not ready for prime time. So, but we got some really good pictures and ideas for, if we get another student group interested in this year's group, we have a pretty good idea of where to go to improve it and have it so that you could have a family check it out and actually use it. Cause they had a bunch of pictures of invasives, but like pictures of animals, like not something you can really look for on a hike. We have things like, holes in trees and how many benches can you find and what kinds of, how many different kinds of moss and lichen can you, like stuff that kids could conceivably handle, right? And so, I have a ton of pictures and we wrote down notes. So we have some really good ideas that you could actually give to kids to play with for a scavenger hunt. If we get another group of students that are looking at it. So
And speaking of that, is December?
yes, we want to have for December, the discussion of topics for Con College.
Okay. Got
And
that?
if anybody
Yep.
has
Yeah,
other
I have it on notes
ideas
anyways.
before
Thanks.
December, and I will contact Tabitha for her ideas. We are obviously already have some, just
Like
next
rollover.
rollovers from last year easily. But it'd be nice if we had I'd like to have at least 6 ideas, maybe more, because a lot of the groups could be 2. I think we decided that we think Earth Day should be 3, but we're not going to force them to be 3 if they really want to do 2. But they should have 12 students, so that's up to 6 projects. So we should have at least 7 or so, just so that there's some choice there. So people can be thinking, and I know, like I said, Tabitha, we suggested to her, she has other ideas, now she has some idea of how it works. But any other thing like the tree, they might have some tree ideas. We obviously will do Earth Day again. I don't know, Ann, you have other stuff that you can think of.
So on that point,
so
are you gonna give Tabitha a heads up that for our December meeting, she should get her
yeah,
ideas?
that she should have her ideas to us by then, yeah. Yep. So, anyway, that's, actually, now that we've actually gone there and looked at stuff, it's like, this would be really cool if we could get more students, because now we have a better idea of what they can actually do with it, because they never went to the site, so. And they had a QR code that was supposed to be the map, but it was to a place that. They opened up as a trail thing that you can no longer get to, so there's definitely, it would have been a disaster if they tried to do this, well, take the current backpack with little kids and do something with it. But there's, and they, they have in there a flashlight and a magnifying glass and binoculars, but no suggestions on how to use them. So there's a bunch of things that it's not like it was a lot, I mean, there's a lot of good stuff that needs, a little bump up for it to be actually something that you could give to a family to take on the trail. So, anyway, so it was fun. I'm going to try to go back again in a few weeks if the weather's good, to maybe get the fall colors in there and get do a different part of the trail and whatever. So that's what I did.
All right, thank you. Open space stewardship, I had the top stewardship plan was approved. So,
Right?
I'm sorry,
Yeah, as far as I know, there's nothing
not the
else
cop.
that we did.
Outreach. I don't have anything other than what was said on outreach.
Nope.
The big one of the night,
Ta-da!
Tree Advisory Board. So the town council approved the Groton Community Tree Management Plan.
Now, technically, the committee, the town council committee of the whole
Right.
approved, and it'll be up for final approval tomorrow night.
Okay. One does not expect it.
Unlikely, but
Okay. all
it
right.
has happened.
Okay. All right, so when now buried in page 27,
That was a good catch.
there was the recommendation to set up a new commission, and we had already put a letter out saying, guys, really? I think there's only 3 arborists in the town and they're all gainfully employed.
Yeah.
We're not gonna volunteer their time to the town as much as, anyway.
And I should say one other thing, I think in the communication that you did have with Mark with that letter and stuff, as part of whatever happens, if this, because the tree advisory board, what was advised as that plan is a more professional board that's gonna have an arborist and obviously tree warden and whatnot, that is gonna be focused really on implementation and asking, so say for instance, you should use the example of the Shoeville Road. If that came into something, that would be one specifically looking at that. I don't know if the tree warden be involved with that, but it could be an arborist. How do we deal with this and stuff like that? So it's at a different level from what I explained. Now, as part of that, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, what Mark said is that if it goes that route, and obviously, as you know, Tom's research here, it's going to take a while. It's not going to happen tomorrow or anything like that. There's a whole process to go to establish a new board and everything like that. Mark did say that he would like probably most likely a commission member to sit on that board.
Assuming it ever happens.
If it happens,
But-
correct, and that's where it's up
Yeah,
in the
there's several things here. One is, let's call it the legality and the process. You just don't say, oh, town council just can't say we're gonna have a new board or a new commission.
No, it's that Mark's gonna have to go through that entire process.
And they have to go back and change the charter
Yep.
because we're already in there.
Yes,
Right.
correct, yep.
So while that's given the way things work, that's gonna take a very long time. So my thought was that, given that we have responsibility from the tree advisory board, that we look at that plan, assuming it does get approved by the tomorrow night, that we look at the beginnings, what we would do. I assume you looked at the actions at the back end.
It's pretty cool.
There was a lot of stuff
was a
there. I
lot of
mean, so
stuff.
we didn't object to what
Right.
the thing was, we just objected to how you're gonna actually get something done. So I think what we need to do is action the plan. Support the budget that's going in. there's an action plan that's buried in the document. We did kind of look and identify which things that we could support somehow. Because, I mean, there's a lot of stuff in there. So from a priority point of view, which ones do we think we can, influence is the wrong word, we can proactively do something on? So I would ask Michelle as our designated tree person.
Michelle.
Just
So,
I was wondering why you're looking at
I was
her
like,
game like.
I don't know, it's just,
It's the L's.
Giselle, yeah, that's a G, and so that as our designated tree person, that you kind of go through those actions and identify
Which one's that?
top five, I mean, pick something that's manageable, because there's like 5-10 pages of this stuff. From a recommendation for our next meeting that says, hey, let's look at, some subset of actions, and based on that, I would think at our next meeting, and we could talk about having I'm just dump this on you, have something, what we call a special subcommittee of 3 members. So it's not a official meeting of the commission, but those 3 members can meet and then do specific actions. And I guess the intent would be to then vote to approve on a special subcommittee to support the execution of the plan. I mean, that's kind of my thought. I mean, I look for you to.
Well,
Right.
I just point out, this is on the implementation matrix, they actually assign to us as the Conservation Commission specific actions. Okay, 1.1, 5.1, 10.1, 10.2, there's a list of all the things. I think that's what we need to be focusing in on, right? Not to all, or unless you wanted to review, that's what I'm asking. Do you want us to just focus on the ones that were assigned to us or look at
Well,
all of them?
I would say, I'm looking for a recommendation. I would say, let's look at all of them. I mean, obviously, the ones that they think they want to assign to us is fine, but there may be other actions that we say, because nothing might formally happen for a year or 2 years, quite honestly, is, what we could do. So certainly the ones that we might agree or disagree with the ones they sign to us anyway. But I'd like to have us pick the priorities, not necessarily have them give it to us. Because we're the advisory board to them, not the other way around.
I have a process suggestion. Maybe something similar to what we did with the last P O C D as we go through the recommendations and do the, short term, medium term, long term, or high priority, medium priority, low priority, maybe a combination of both to sort through them and put them in, some kind of order for action. That's one way to address it. It worked for the P O C D.
Yes, we did. We did work on it, and we got through quite a few.
We did.
Actually. Yes, we did. What do you think?
Michelle with the G.
You're sensitive on that.
You're more sensitive than Steve.
It's a lot. I can definitely do my digging. I like how you guys did the old process with the POCD, so I'll look into that. I did skim through that tree management plan, and what really stuck out to me was the community tree database. I think that's a fantastic idea, or if it's already been implemented.
It's already
Okay,
implemented.
well, I think it's great. So far, I was looking into it and I was like, that's a really cool thing to have. I'm just a little concerned because it's just like personal stuff. I got a lot on my plate right now. I don't know if I can fully commit to a board yet. I'm comfortable doing this for right now, but if
Well,
you're saying a year or
there's
two.
several things going on here. Nobody's asking you to commit to participate on a board, on
Okay,
the board or commission. What we're saying now is we support the plan,
yes,
and I support the converting it to what we did. And it's out there on the website, what we did the last time, is we just extracted the actions and then sort them through. And as a group or a special subcommittee, we can go through and do the prioritization, high, low, medium priority, short-term, long-term, midterm, long-term. I mean, that's kind of what we did last time.
Okay.
So as a first step, then I think we should do that. I can extract the stuff and send you a Excel spreadsheet with all that stuff in there. We have the same model that we used for the PLCD, if that would be of help.
Sure. I mean, I don't see why I can't go in and just identify the top 5, I think would be manageable actions for us. I can do it. I just needed to put that out there real quick.
Okay.
Needed to put that out
We're
there.
all volunteers.
No, yeah, we're all volunteer, yeah.
Except for Tom's job.
He's
A full-time unpaid job.
Okay. All right, so you look at it
Yes.
from a substance point of view. I'll go do the mechanical side. I'll fill out the things and give you something. Check marks.
And I can help on the reviewing also. I don't mind.
I think we just found our subcommittee.
I thought that was our subcommittee this whole time, to be honest.
You did? What led you to that? I'm Jerry, by the way. Okay. And I would say come back to our November meeting, where we would say, hey, here's kind of what we got, so we can have a round of discussion on whether the commission agrees or disagrees with the priorities and the classifications, I guess. Then we have some interesting things to do where we then take that and potentially go back to Mark, but let's leave that for later. Okay.
I have 2 questions.
Yep.
The first question is, based on all our discussion here, should we be trying to get in and be one of the speakers tomorrow to provide support at and during the public comments for the town council meeting, recognizing that they have limited everybody from 5 minutes to 3 minutes and a total of 10 speakers for a total of over the night? Or do we feel that we'll just take what we get and not worry about them and putting any endorsement to the town council? Because we do disagree, with this one recommendation.
Well, what if we resubmitted our letter?
It's an alternative way of doing it also.
Because they sometimes forget what we said.
Yeah. If you could submit it before 4 o'clock tomorrow, that'll be included in the official record.
Dave, can you zap that to the?
No, it should come on behalf of you.
Yeah, you have to send.
Oh, no, I mean.
I don't mind
We have
sending
a
it.
signed letter.
I don't even know where that is.
I have it. I
You
have it.
have
I have it. And if you want me to,
Yeah.
I'll gladly submit it.
Yeah.
No, but it's got to go to,
There's a I've done that before. I've
Okay.
gotten the things in there. Yeah.
okay, yeah.
I know how to
let's
do
just
that.
Submit it that again.
I'll gladly take an action as part of the tree subcommittee here to do that. I just wanted to make sure that we agree that
The special.
the special meeting.
Yeah, I'd like to reopen the discussion about what we disagree with. So we're saying that we disagree with the idea of forming this new board, correct?
No, the tree commission.
Commission. After hearing what Dave said, I'm not so sure that I disagree with it. Maybe it's good to have somebody focusing just on trees and they get all the information, and I don't want to be the one responding to all the requests about trees.
And I
As
think that
our-
that's kind of from what I understand, all the talks I've had with Mark, that's the reasoning behind it. That this is, you guys, out of any commission, do way more as a commission. And to add what that tree management plan is recommending, first of all, I think you would all admit this, that a lot of it's outside of your wheelhouse and your background, and
Yep.
and so that was, as part of the recommendation, was to say, hey, listen, we really do need a professional board that
Right.
has an arborist.
It has an
tree-
arborist.
That has a
Yeah,
tree.
that's fine. There's a difference between a brand new commission
Right.
versus, an advisory board or something else
or whatever they call, I mean, that, again, this is just a recommendation, and from reading the plan and talking with Mark, it was just, that's what it was, is that this is too much additional work for you as volunteers that don't have a background in, unless I'm wrong, don't have a background in basically tree management.
Right, and if we were implementing that plan, that could be like all of our work going forward,
It could.
just implementing the plan.
And it's, yeah.
And that's not, I mean,
Look,
I love trees, but that's not what I signed up for.
Look, by going through the action list and kind of looking at it in terms
Right.
of priorities, we can kind of have that discussion again.
Absolutely, but what I'm saying is, I'm not
No,
against,
I know.
I'm not against having somebody else take responsibility for the implementation.
Again, I don't necessarily disagree. But I think that we kind of get into this whole thing. I mean, the town has so many commissions that don't do a lot. And we have openings all over the place. Just creating new commissions
That will actually do some work.
yeah, well.
Well, they're gonna have, and they're gonna have to. I mean, as part of this, I mean, they're really gonna have to. This is not just a plan. From what I understand, this is not just gonna plan that's gonna sit on the shelf. This
There's
has a
a
lot of
budget that's
action.
recommended in there.
Exactly, yeah.
Right.
So, we don't have a budget,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
you don't have a budget. We don't have a
Right,
budget.
that's what I'm saying. You guys don't have a budget.
So,
I'm lucky we can get some money, you guys to go to conferences and stuff. You
yeah, $10 here and $10 there.
want a chainsaw? That's a different ask, you know, like.
One of the things that I see that using a tree commission, the way they're setting it up is, I don't think the right answer. I think what you need to do is you need to be taking a look at, since Parks and Recs is running with this to some degree, they went off and got the study done. They went off and had done this inventory. They have done, and a lot of this is on their property, on their managed properties, as well as public works, okay? The tree in front of my house is, I've got this thing right here, there's the index on it, it's, all there. The question, this is my second question is, my tree is failing, it's dying, okay? Is because the town now has put this onto on a website, they've identified my address and everything and said that this is whatever kind of tree it is. Does that mean that they're taking care of it now and they're going to replace it? Is that one of the things that's going to come out of this whole mess?
I mean, that's a bigger question, but.
But that's part of this, that's what would be coming in front of this commission, okay? Because my neighbor's is even in worse shape and he doesn't want to pay the $1,000 or whatever to have somebody come in and cut it down. Because now I'll have the town come and cut it down because I'll use their money and replant it.
You can't cut it down.
Well, I'm just saying.
And this is.
Not to say other people have not cut those down that before this, all this inventory was done. Now that it's been inventoried,
I have managed my tree on that list.
yeah.
Is it within the right of way?
Huh?
Is it within the right of way?
It's in the right of way.
So technically, do you get the tree wardens?
I asked Giselle about it.
So anyway, so stuff like that is, that's a good example. of it.
So in front of your house, it's not one of the index trees, okay?
Yeah, so you're lucky.
It's not one of the index trees. Mine is indexed and yours is not.
I don't either.
Go figure. That's what I'm saying. This is all,
It's right on the.
I'm
like
just
it's
saying,
right
I'm
on-
looking at your house in the
It's
master.
a really good point that I'd rather have somebody else deal with this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the question I had was,
Okay,
but
okay.
I don't know if it needs to be at a commission level or that they need to have like a special task force where they have a,
I
yeah,
don't
whatever,
care.
yeah.
I agree that there needs to be
A larger discussion.
a larger, well, I was gonna go forward, a specialized group to go address it, but the
Yeah.
question is, how does it fit in with everything else? And that to me is where we come in, because it's part of a,
As an advisory board, we could say, this is what we were going to recommend.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
But that doesn't mean, I wouldn't say go and say we disagree with that part of the plan, because we're gonna help steer that part of the plan.
yes.
How it actually gets in.
Once again, let's look at all the action items.
Well, no, the question that she's addressing was the one that I brought up, whether
Addressing-
we're going to go forward with forwarding our last thing for the town council tomorrow night.
Saying that we disagree.
Or should we
with that part.
remain silent and just accept it as is, with the way it is right now?
We just take it and whatever they come up with, we
Right, and I,
Give our advice.
I can argue this both ways, and,
And also, so let's play this out, right? So say the workload is based upon the plan is huge, right? And it's too much, and Mark decides to go through the whole process of establishing a new board, which would remove the conservation as as a tree advisory board. When that new commission or task force or whatever it is, and people, they send out a thing saying, we're looking for members, this is the kind of members we want. One of you can say, and I already think that Mark's totally on board with that, can say that we still, trees are, even though it may not be written in the ordinance like that anymore, obviously we care about trees, they're a big part of what we do anyways, we would like a seat on that commission, and then you would, there's lots of different ways to work. I do agree with you. I think it's good to look at the list and to really be realistic about, okay, some of this stuff, outreach, we go to Arbor Day, we help out with that kind of stuff. Sitting down as a committee that agrees whether or not a tree should be cut down or spend some money, like I think those are the bigger things that I think are
Yeah,
That's
outside
what
of scope.
I'm looking for that separation,
So
distinction.
So maybe in terms of your short, mid and long-term stuff, there's also, I know you said 5 priorities. Some of the other ones will, in theory, fall off the list because they're really outside of the scope and the expertise of this body, right?
And thus will be
Yeah.
prioritized low.
Or not, or shouldn't be
Or shouldn't be
prioritized
prioritized
at
at
all
all.
by you guys. So I think you
Yeah.
want to look through that list, and I think go back to, instead of taking the 5-10 pages of recommendations and putting them all on there, put them all on there, but then highlight the ones that you feel as though conservation could be in
Right.
charge of,
This-
or
and this is somebody else's problem.
right. Or
That way.
right. Well, no, I mean, I think that this is.
Okay, but we're kind of circling the wagons around the same thing.
Yeah.
Is relook at it with the knowledge that something is gonna happen, because I expect 90% probability they'll approve it.
I do.
Therefore, what will we do?
Right.
And I think the first step is to do
Yeah.
the prioritization, the analysis, and determine which ones, and we'll have that discussion amongst us.
Right.
That says we want to sign up for this subset. And we really don't want to sign up for this other
The
subset.
super short term is, don't do anything at the meeting tomorrow, in my opinion.
I'm just looking for concurrence here before I
Just-
put this email together.
That's I have an opinion, but let's hear from the other folks.
As it continue, like,
Should I be
Should-
sending an email to the town council making an endorsement with caveats
Mm.
relative to our previous letter that we issued that has not changed in the draft, from the draft to the final?
Right. Yeah, they didn't change it.
I don't think you should.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on this.
that's fine.
That's it. Abstention?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not an agreement.
Remember the exact wording of it, but. I guess we haven't really discussed it in a manner that's changed except now, right? So would we want that in there? Tom, how did your wording was to?
No, it's just whether I'm gonna put
Supported
it,
the plan, but said
yeah.
disagree with a new commission. Practically, it wouldn't work.
They have a
It's
hard
kind
time
of-
finding enough people to fill a commission, qualified people for
Right,
a starter.
that's
It
what
took
I
us
said.
how many years to get the.
But
Cool.
but I would say on that
30.
is think about it from the standpoint of that's not your responsibility to worry about. That's a town
Right, for
council
business,
piece,
really.
You know what I mean? So like, you guys are like the only fully staffed or
That's my
fully,
point.
which is great. And but again, this is so, and you are under OPDS. You're not under Parks and Rec. You're not under Public Works. Just like planning and zoning, which is more regulatory, wetlands, which is more regulatory. Trails is Parks and Rec, even though we have a seat on there too. So there is crossover. So, but really, that's the role of the town council to get the word out that we need, as part of their agenda, that we need more people on this. So this truly is more of a, based upon how it's written, more of a kind of professional board with some volunteers.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of expertise about trees in this group, with the possible exception of you, Tom, I don't know, some people have served on, I don't,
But
I don't know a lot of.
I think it would be good to review the recommendations. I haven't read them in a few months at least. Does it have to be the same letter? I mean, is there some
Well, The
other,
problem is we got what, 24 hours.
oh,
So I think the decision is either we resubmit it or we don't. So that's what I was polling for.
okay. Well, at this point, it sounds like we should not resubmit it. It's already in the record.
All right, so the consensus is, the plurality is, we do not submit.
Okay, that's easy.
It's really easier.
So, Tom, we don't want you to do something.
Okay, I did find, I have the memo that you signed off. It was in the January, minutes of the January meeting, okay? And it was as I drafted it, I guess it got put in there. But it goes on for multiple pages. There were other issues that we addressed also there. We basically challenged table four of the Tree Commission Objective 2.1. Development of a new task force for commissions not in the best interest of available town volunteer resources and required direct town council action. And there's a bunch of other stuff about the canopy and a couple other things. So we did object to it, but I think it was taken into consideration and it didn't go anywhere. But I don't know what John Burns did with it. Obviously, he forwarded it to Mark because Mark did acknowledge that he did receive it. He objected to
And
it.
objected to it.
Yes.
Yeah, we did get. a
And
formal
didn't do
objection.
anything with it. So.
So. Okay, all right. We will then at our next meeting, we will go over the prioritizations and timeline and have this discussion again. Important. This next one's important. Our 2026 schedule.
Hot off.
Hot off the presses.
That's crazy.
Take one.
This was a very different way, because normally Marisol sent you that letter, which never happens. Usually it comes to us and we put together this and we're like, whoa, this is not right, you know, so anyways, that's why you have this.
That was, I've not got that before. I
Yeah,
went,
no,
this is
it's-
interesting. Usually you just present us the
Right.
schedule.
We would have
We
done
vote on it.
So I was like, all right, well, this is maybe different. And then when we kind of went through it, it's like, yeah, we don't want to do.
did
we
she want to add January to this though, the?
Yeah, so we have to add, the
thing?
only thing on here is we want to add that's the only thing that we have not added, and we can look
To
at it
add
now.
January of
2027,
2027.
yeah.
Why would you put January 2027?
Because there's regulations on timing of when you need to
Yep.
issue one of
Oh.
these. Yeah.
So, but that being said, your commission is way ahead of most commissions. It wasn't really calling out, your commission was calling out
No,
others,
no,
you
I
know,
got
so.
that. I got that. I did not take it
It's the
personally.
first Monday of every month, as usual.
Well, except for the holidays and all that.
Yeah, that's what,
Only one
and that's, there's only one change, but on this list, that does add, for 2027, for your record, is January 4th, 2027.
Crap, 2027.
I know, it's weird to even say it.
I know that, yeah, it is.
That is-
Oh. Okay. Time marches on.
And obviously, if there are. Again, your commission is outside the box for most of these, like, we don't have quorum issues, we don't like, so. But if there is some point where you all decide to take vacation, not together, but separately, maybe together too, who knows? We can always change the meeting, we just need to have enough time for that, and, but again, I think most of you put these on your calendars as soon as you, it's
Yeah.
okay, so.
I'm gonna miss June 1st. I'll tell you that right.
Oh, there we go.
Just to let you know, that's the only one I've got scheduled locked in. Right. I'm not gonna be available. I'll be in Lithuania.
That's one of my heritage.
Yeah.
Things.
Again, we can, if it is a quorum issue or whatnot, we can always, but it really never is, so.
Okay.
What's your heritage, what?
Oh, Lithuania.
I'm 100% Lithuanian. I'm gonna be in Lithuania and without internet access guaranteed on the 1st. So
50%.
on June 1st, yes. So,
You guys don't.
but that's the only one I know.
Well, that part of Europe,
See?
that's,
Exactly.
yeah, that's where it's from.
So, if you want, and if you want to, take action on this, or you can just say, this is good to go and we'll move forward. But if you would like to take action, we can do that too, if you want to.
Well, I think we need a motion to accept the dates as presented by staff.
You do, but I made more, yeah, okay, as long as you take it.
With the addition of January 4th, 2027.
I'll
Can
second.
we accept the dates? Yeah.
Second, right, all in favor?
I,
Aye, unanimous.
You got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
good job.
All
Now
right,
we all run home and put them on our calendar. Let's,
wait till it's official. No.
always change it,
Yeah, we can.
maybe not our calendars. I'm putting it
I'm
on.
sorry,
mine,
can
right?
I
Yeah.
add something back to the trees stuff real quick? I know we're kind of busy, but I'm a little, so tomorrow when I'm going to the, I'm attending virtually to the Connecticut Advocate for Trees. They sent a letter from Hamden Alliance for Trees that they are calling deep to take actions for CT tree wardens to get recertified every 10 years. Didn't know of this, but it seems like the cat people that they wanna help Hamden with that. And from under the impression, the email that I got, it seemed tomorrow they're gonna be asking as a board, are we okay with that? So I don't.
Right now, I don't believe there's any requirement for recertification. There's also just the initial certification.
but,
Yeah.
but our tree warden is going through his initial.
Right, so but they're asking for putting a policy together for the state for recertification, putting a process in place. It wouldn't be applicable to our personal, but do we agree with and support making it more, and there's a cost to it and time and effort that the towns have to take on then, okay, for tree wardens, because some of these tree wardens they did their training 25 years ago. I can think of the Stonington tree warden is probably a good example where she did it a number of years ago and
Wouldn't that come from
House-
the Barry rather than us?
Yes.
Okay, it was,
well, no, it's a trees advisory board. That's because she's asking us.
yeah, under the impression
So this is an advisory, big picture type
Right.
of role.
they
It's an opinion.
feeling they're gonna be asking me tomorrow, like if we could approve with them, I guess.
I mean, I'm
Would we
in
support
favor
that?
of recertification as a general
too.
rule.
Yeah, 10 years
10
is,
years is, doesn't seem to be onerous.
yeah,
I mean,
I would agree with
I
that.
agree, I think it's a good idea
It
to,
might be almost just a
Get
rubber
updated.
stamp. You never know how rigorous the process would be.
Well,
It's not, yeah.
It's just rubber stamp, like you put your name, are you still out there?
Yeah, I don't know if there's a complete that they have to do the whole course and the oral board and all this kind of stuff again, depends on, but the principle of recertification we support
is support.
it's, at some level that can be worked out in the future.
Yeah, that's literally all I wanted to.
Okay,
Thank
all
you.
right. Report of staff.
And just a reminder that this Thursday, from 5:30 to 7:30, we're having, this is gonna be it's the missing middle, project, but it's also they're gonna be, Camoin Associates, who's the housing the housing consulting firm that did the 2021 and the 2023. Report is coming out with the 2025 report. So that's gonna be there. There'll be food, light refreshments again.
what date was that? Sorry.
That's this Thursday, October.
What was
9th.
it they're doing?
Say again?
What are they doing?
They are gonna be discussing the findings for the 2025 report.
Oh,
And it's actually, this one is going to look at a regional scale, because I think there was a lot of ask in terms of obviously EV is doing a lot of hiring and that kind of goes up and down. But they are actually looking at it more, there was some inquiry about looking at it on a regional scale and so that's gonna be part of that report as
busy.
well. But that's all I got.
Where is it supposed to be?
At Thrive.
Thrive.
Oh. it's seniors.
and I think I always translate it in my head when they say it.
Yeah. The other names. Confusing.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Move we adjourn.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right,
Wow.
we are
I-
adjourned.
What was our last record? Is this a new record or is the last record
Yeah,
still old?
we've done one on.
Whether or not